Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yep, so Sunday evening, live stream. Bob the Biker. 16th, 15th, 14th even. We'll get there. Hey, don't know why tonight. Sunday the 13th of February. Don't know why for some reason tonight. A little bit nervous, a little bit anxious about this one tonight because last live stream was the 12th of January. So that's over a month. A little bit of practice, and yeah, took me get the system set back up again. Had to remind myself how to do this and how to do that. So yeah, a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, but no particular topic tonight. So we'll just see how it goes. Get myself back into it. So yes, anybody? Let's see. Yeah, Sunday, 13th of February. Sunday evening, Bob the Biker. And trust you are all well. No topic tonight. No particular topic, but I have scheduled a selection of forthcoming live streams, so you can set those reminders. You have a module, a CBT live stream on Wednesday, and the following Wednesday a module 1 live stream. So I have a selection of live streams there, so do set those reminders. Yep, so it has been a while. It's been a month. The last live stream that we did was the 12th of January. So that is a good month. And as I say, yeah, a little bit nervous and anxious, but just be gentle with me, everybody. So yeah, get comment away. Let's get that chat room too hot to handle. Yeah, I don't really want to go into work-wise too much, but we are still going to run that competition. I am going to give away a CBT worth £100, and I will open up the competition on the when we get 100 viewers at the same time. The maximum we've had is about 62, so I know we can do it, and I am offering a free CBT a gift voucher to anybody that wins the competition once we've got those 100 viewers, and it can be used across any of our sites, or it could be given to somebody as a gift voucher if you have already got your CBT or your bike license, so it's not wasted. Now, the only way we're going to get those, that 100 viewers is if you guys comment away and contribute to the live streams. So comment away, like the video, and share. That's all we do ask. And as we said in the introduction, there is no set topic for this evening. We're just Sunday evening with Bob the Biker. But you can ask any questions bike related or so on that I can help you, then I will. As always, if I don't know the answer, if I'm not got an answer, I'll always get back to you. I can always find out that answer. All right, so yes. Welcome, Paul S. Good evening to you. You are on your own in that chat room, Paul. So anybody else watching, then do join into the chat room. Introduce yourself. Let us know you're watching. Don't be shy. As always, thank you very much to all of those that contribute to the live streams. It really does help. It really is important in helping us gain the momentum and build up the channel. And to all of those haters that are out there that send the messages, the keyboard warriors, then, very quick ban button on the chat room, so get rid of you quite quickly. But yeah, don't want any negativity on the channel. We want positivity. Wolf Gaming UK, good evening to you. Yeah, so it is happy zone only. How's that? It's a happy zone only. And yeah, tonight's it's been a month, so a month since I did the last live stream, 12th of January. So I am a bit nervous tonight. I'm a bit anxious. It took me a little bit longer to set the system up. Forgot how to do this, forgot how to do that. It's a month, it's only a month. But personally, I have been very busy. The schools have been busy, and the weather's been horrible. So motivating myself has been a challenge. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. And we have a lot of good news that we're going to be sharing shortly through the channel. A lot of different projects taking off. So they're all coming to fruition, and we'll have a few good pieces of good news for you over the coming weeks. So do keep tuned. Do keep tuned. Magic Cornflake, evening. Pass your mod 2 over in Blackburn. Your vids went a long way in helping out. Fantastic to hear. Magic. And we do ask, if you don't mind, anybody that is a fan of our YouTube channel and has not directly had lessons with us but have benefited from our videos, all we ask is stay subscribed. Do keep contributing in the chat rooms, because you now are past your bike test. You've got a lot of what our learners want, so you can contribute. So all we ask is stay subscribed, stay contributing, and also, as you can see, get my finger right up there because it's back to front. As you can see here, even you can help us by leaving us a Google review. So even if you haven't passed your bike test with us, but the videos have benefited you, then please do leave us a Google review. It does help. Okay, it does help. Magic 3-day course. Yep, that's good. That's good. You can get 3 days. There's a lot of there's a lot of videos here for module 1 you can watch, which will help you with your exercises for mod 1 and your mod 2. So there's a good library of information. A good library of information on the channel. And we get people watching the channel from all over the country and all over Europe and all over. So the weather's been poor, and that depresses me. The cold, wet wind, and it just seems to be relentless. Not pleasant if you're out on the bikes all day, but that's what we have in England, isn't it? That is what we have in England. So yes, the next weekly Wednesday evening, I think this week, this next live stream on Thursday, sorry, not on Wednesday, on Thursday, got something going on Wednesday, is CBT. So it's all about the CBT. So anybody that's not even got the CBT, then come in and join in. Sunday evening again, Bob the Biker. Next Wednesday, that's what, 23rd, so a week on Wednesday. We've got the next midweek live stream, which is all about the module 1. So CBT and then the module 1. So do set those reminders on those videos. Yeah, do set those reminders on those videos. Good evening, Graham, to you. Good evening. Is that Graham? RJH Graham, the chief, or is it another Graham? I don't recognize the avatar or the logo. Is it changed? Has the avatar changed? Is he incognito? 13 of you watching the channel, 5 likes, so come on, ladies and gents, press that like button and come on into the chat room. Do not be shy. We do not bite. So 2 things, there's 13 of you watching, hit that like button, come on in the chat room and say hello. Yeah, I didn't think it was Graham from RJH because I didn't recognise the logo. Welcome to Graham down south, a new viewer. So thanks for joining in the channel, Graham, and introduce yourself. Please do subscribe and remember what I just said. There are forthcoming videos. The next live stream on Thursday is about CBT. The next Sunday evening, Bob the Biker is a regular, no particular topic, but weekly, midweek, generally Wednesdays. We have CBTs, Module 1s, Module 2s, Advanced, different topics for the different weeks. But as I say, yeah, I have been a bit absent over the last month. So we've been very busy work-wise, lots going on, a few different projects brewing up, and it's just been time-consuming. So yeah, but we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, so getting back on track. Let's gain some momentum again before the season really kicks off, because it's only February and we've had the busiest January for 20 years. We're breaking every record going still. It's really encouraging to see a lot of people want to spend their time with RJH. So it is all good. Good evening to Keith. Great, that's all we ask. Yeah, anybody that has benefited from the videos, and they go on and they achieve their goals, they pass their tests, so they unsubscribe and then off they go. And all we just say to people, do keep subscribed, and then with the live streams, come in and help the newbies, because all these newbies want what you've got, so you can help them out. So we can all help each other out. So stay subscribed, stay contributing. And the second thing we always do ask anybody that is that they've done the training elsewhere is to leave us a Google review. So you can leave RJH a Google review and just mention Robert from the YouTube channel. Help me pass my test. Tell us where you're from, because that does help. And so even though you've not spent any money with us, but you've benefited from our YouTube channel, you can still leave us a review. It really, really does help. How do I get over falling off my bike? Listen to your doctor, listen to your GP. Ain't gonna happen overnight. So depending on your circumstances, and you know, get back when you're ready. That's the important thing. Don't rush it. Keith Minchell, see to get my missus over for us. Yeah, absolutely. If she's not ridden before, Keith, phone up, book for a taster. Why don't you get your wife in for a taster, see how she goes. Gives her a head start. Always recommend a taster for a new rider before a CBT. Would always recommend it. £50 for an hour, 1-to-1. It works wonders. Just gives you that head start before doing the CBT. But yes, we train a lot of ladies, and we always recommend a taster before a CBT if you have never ridden. What's my thoughts on a Kawasaki versus 650? Not heard that before, Paul. But, not heard that one before. But, good first bike. That range, 600-700, they're all good. But, good to listen to different views, listen to different people's experiences, and then make your own decisions. But I've not heard of that. But in fairness, I've not really had a great deal of experience with a Kawasaki versus 650. We have a fleet of Kawasaki Z650s, which we do very, very well. Do you do videos on instructor role play to help with passing Cardington? Yes, no. And Cardington is now Chadderton, so Cardington's gone. Chadderton is the new 2-day assessment centre. But on the playlist of videos, so if you go onto our YouTube channel, on the playlist, there is a playlist of instructor training briefs, just to help you along. But no, we don't really. It's something we've thought of and tried to, but it's time. It is all time, because of course, one role play would be different. There's so many different scenarios, isn't there, for role play, and depending on what the experience of the trainee is going to be. But we have a few videos on the channel under instructor training, so do take a look at some of those. Let me know what you think. But yeah, Cardington is gone. The DVSA sold the land, I think, probably for houses. And there is, that's been since just before Christmas, I think, Chadderton, which is great for us in the northwest because it's up the road. So if we send anybody, we've had 3 successful passes in Chadderton since it opened, and it just means that you can go back home at the end of you don't have to stay in hotels and stuff like that. So it is a good location for us in the northwest. It's probably the best location. I don't think it could have been a better location than that. So we are all chuffed. We are all chuffed with that. So that's a little bit better, isn't it? We've got 9 people watching and 8 people have liked the live stream. Don't think they publish a pass rate. There used to be a pass rate, Graham, years and years ago, which I think it was notoriously poor. So the 2-day CBT assessment was reputedly poor. But as I say to all of our trainee instructors that go to Chadderton, that you've done your training with us, I wouldn't recommend going unless I didn't, hand on heart, think you're going to pass. So we actually have a very good pass rate at Chadderton, and if you good enough, you will pass. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. I think we've had four go to Chadderton since just before December is when they think they opened up, because there was probably 6 months or maybe longer during COVID. There was maybe 12 months. Don't know what the exact period was, but there was no facility to qualify as an instructor, which is very poor, really. But since the Chadderton has opened, we have had 4 passes. So that's 1, 2. We've had 4 first-time CBT assessment passes and 1 fail. So we as a school have presented 5. 4 have passed and 1 has failed. But the national pass rate, I do not know. So, who's got new bikes? Anybody got new bikes planned, or anybody got any bike trips planned now that everything's sort of easing off and getting back to normal? We've got sort of the what have we got? The restrictions and get about a bit more now, can't we? So, anybody got any good bike trips planned? I've got a trip, well, not on a bike though, but a month in Spain for April, on the 28th of March to the end of April. So we've got all of April in Spain. Gives us time to get all the, got 1, 2, 3 different projects bubbling up over the next couple of weeks. Exciting stuff. So we pretty full on, get all that out of the way, and then I can have my month in Spain. And that's the plan. A bit of vitamin. What's the sun? What vitamin is sun? Find out. I always get it wrong. Vitamin D. So, offer a bit of vitamin D. So, end of March, Paul, where are you going to get one from then? Where are you thinking of? Tiger 1050 Sport, very nice. And Snowdonia 360 Ride. Gotta be done, Keith. Sounds awesome. Gotta be done. It sounds awesome. I think that's the thing. You've got to book it. Don't just think about it. Just get it booked. I was looking, think if I, and the trouble is I don't need one. I could want one. I don't need one. That's my problem. But I've got my eye on the new Tiger. Saw it at the NEC in November, and yeah, the new Tiger 1250, very nice. I think that's the one that I could go and buy, but I don't need one, so that's what's putting me off. And then you go into the Triumph shops, and there's a lot of the 3-year-old Tigers for sale at good prices. And that's my trouble, is that I don't need one. Want one. I change my mind every day. That's the trouble. Want one, then I don't want one. But I think if I was going to go and buy one, it would be the Tiger. That's the one that sort of ticks all of the boxes for me. The Tiger 1250, the new one, or then even the you know, the 3-year-old Tigers that are at a good price. So yeah, and I think if I was to do a long trip, then it would push me into going and getting one, I think, because I'd want a new bike for a long trip, and that would be the bike that ticked all the boxes, the Tiger 1250. Nice European trip. Keep saying I'm going to do it. So that's what would make me want to go and do it. Anyway, watch this space. There's too much going on at work to even think about getting a new bike. Yeah, Gran Canaria would be nice. The Canary. Yeah, I like Europe, all of it. Germany, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Italy, Spain. The roads, for me, I think the nicest roads are Germany, Luxembourg, Switzerland. For me, very, very nice roads, very nice attitude to bikers. That's what I have found. Gran Canaria, Spain, great, quite warm, but great. Good evening, Ali. Yeah, nothing's planned, but yes, we've just got a bit going on with work, and it'll settle down. Work will settle down over the next month or so. We've got a few projects bubbling up which just need to get concluded. So I would think, and then I'm away for the month of April. I'm in Spain for April. I'm coming back for May. So yes, Ali, we are still planning to ride the NC 500, and the plan is that I'm going to go and do a recce and just get the sort of accommodation sorted, and then we will come up with something. And I would suspect it would be a little bit later in the year, so possibly September, October, which might work out well for you, Ali, as you are a relatively new rider. I'm not saying that you know, it's not something you wouldn't be able to do, because you would, but it just give you a little bit more time to get some experience. So have you bought a new bike, Ali, for a trip like the NC500? Austria, Alec, yeah, I would imagine those roads are very similar to Germany, Luxembourg. Nice roads, I would suspect. Switzerland, Austria, although I have no experience of riding the roads in Austria. Yes, that's what I think. That we'll plenty of notice out, Ali. We'll put plenty of notice out, and would be good to get you on board. 650cc would be absolutely splendid. It would be splendid. So yeah, myself, Graham, and what we'll possibly looking at doing also with it is giving you, you know, getting the enhanced rider scheme, the DVSA enhanced rider scheme. We could combine that course with it, so that at the end of it you've got some additional training under your belt, which could help then for, you know, well, making you a better rider, but also contribute to insurance discounts and so on. Yeah, so you're still riding the little Grom. Fantastic bikes. Fantastic. We've got one ourselves, as you know, little Honda Grom. They are absolutely bulletproof. They are bulletproof Honda. Yeah, so I mean, one of those projects which is not a secret is that we have a fleet of Honda CRF 300Ls coming. And we are introducing trail riding. So for the month of March, we are filming some routes. So beginners, intermediate, experience. So routes specific for your abilities. We're looking at so filming those routes and promoting those routes will be the first week of March. I think the bikes are due March. Then we've got the second week of March. We're looking at introducing, we're inviting some of the local VIP dealership heads, owners of dealerships and stuff, just so we can sort of promote the trails that way. And then we'll be opening up the calendar from, I would say, beginning of April for the off-road trails. So we've got a head of that, John Bilborough. His background is off-road, green lanes, trail riding. So that is going to be good. So we've got a fleet of Honda CRF 300Ls. Adventure riding. Anybody wants to do any adventure riding? Then worth doing some, you know, some lesson, gaining some experience on the off-road, because it is a different riding. You know, it's a different style of riding. You're going to use different muscles. You're going to use your weight a bit more. You're going to be riding standing up. You're going to be so worth taking something up like that. So that's coming shortly. That's going to be very, very exciting. We're all really excited about that. So watch your space. We're going to get we'll have videos and so forth, and we'll do a live stream on green laning. We'll do a live stream on introduce John to the live stream, and he can talk you through what the plans are. My background isn't off-roading, so my background is not green laning, adventure riding. That's not my experience. But I think it could be very, very good. Certainly looking forward to it. Let me just get myself comfy. So we've got, yes, that's first tonight. Anyway, we've got 11 people watching. We've got 12 people that have liked the video. So item tips. We've got more likes on the video than people watching it. We'll go with that. So still doing that competition. Still doing that 100 views, 100 viewers at once. I am going to open up a competition for a free CBT. The record was 62. The record was 62. Which I don't think was bad. I think that was in the early days. What have we done? How many live streams have we done? Probably 60 odd. That was one of the early ones. So I was quite impressed with that, really. We haven't had that amount of views since. We've not had that amount of views since. We'll keep working at it. So who's been looking at the YouTube channel of late? Anybody? Have you seen a different, started looking at different, so I'm laid it out a bit different, and the thumbnails I've tried to do all a bit different, look a bit more professional, I think. I think the thumbnails look a bit more professional. So has anybody looked at it? Has anybody noticed? Any feedback is always welcome. Looks a bit more organised for those new people that have come across the channel. So 1, 2, 3. So well, got through about on the home page anyway. 5 different playlists have all got new. Or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 different playlists. Yeah, cheers, Keith. All the best, mate. Thank you very much for joining in. All the best. Yeah, so I think they look a bit more organised. But as I said, if anybody has any feedback, let me know. And one thing I want to do over the next week or two is just finding a bit of time. I just want to go out for a few hours on the bike and just film and do a video on the new highway code ruling at junctions, which came out 29th of January, where the rules have changed on, pedestrians having right of way when you are entering junctions and when you are exiting junctions. So if is there any pedestrians on the pavement now? I mean, they've always had priority if they're on the road crossing, as we all know as road users, but now they have the priority standing on the pavement. So big difference for us as motorcyclists just take that into account. I don't want to go too much about the other two rulings. We can do, but what is it if you're riding your motorbike and you're going to overtake a cyclist? 1.5 meters up to 30 miles an hour, 2 meters over 30 miles an hour, that sort of thing. You know, don't give any cyclists aggro if they're in the middle of the lane. They're now encouraged to ride in the middle lane. So I want to do a bit of, maybe a couple of videos there on the new rulings. I mean, the car drivers encourage you to use their other arm, aren't they, to open up the door? So is it what they call the Dutch method? So they lean over with the left arm to open the door. But that's what we used to teach that as a car instructor back 15 years ago. Which it's always encouraging to look over the shoulder whilst they're doing it. But I will certainly do doing a video on left and right turns, junctions, differences with the pedestrians on a motorcycle. I'll do one of those, and I want to do a distance from cyclists, so those are the two I'll do over the next few weeks. Also want to see if we get a bit of nice weather before maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to, if I buy a new bike, that would encourage me to do it, wouldn't it? If I bought a new bike, it would encourage me to make a new video. Good evening, Dan McDonald. Do you have to take your theory test at your local centre? No, you don't. Or can it be taken anywhere? Yes, it can. I'm trying to find a package where I can get a little help with my theory test and then take it, then do Module 1 and Module 2. So your theory test, there's not many schools that I know of that do a theory test in the package of your training. I'm not saying it's not available, but there's not many that I could say they do that. Because the theory test centre, you've got to go and do it separately, and it's not even the DVSA that do it. It's an outside Pearson's, I think it is, or used to be. That is separate. You can do your training. So if you want help with your theory, then the school that you're training with could help you, because you can do your training without doing your theory. You need your theory to do the tests. But if you're doing your training at a school, so if we have somebody at our school doing the training, their theory is in a couple of weeks, we can help them, because some people do, find it challenging. It's not as simple as reading a book, Aaron. It's not as simple as watching the computer. Some people will take a little bit of time, a little bit more. If you need special needs or anything like that, then your training school can help you and guide you. But there is a lot of material out there for you to do your homework. There's a lot of videos, there's a lot of books. Yeah, so and also, Dan, if you book your theory, if you tell at the time of booking that you have whatever the learning difficulty might be, they will do everything that they can to help you out. So, it's all available for you if you go and look for it. But what I would say, depending on what your area is, where you live, pop into your local bike schools and have a chat with them and see whether they can offer you any support. I mean, back in the early days, I'm going back 18, 19 years ago, you know, we used to help people with roadcraft, highway code and stuff like that on evening lessons. So, you know, at the base, we'd have an evening where few people, whatever, they come down and we'd help them out. So there might still be that sort of thing available. So what I would say, Dan, pick your local bike schools in your area, go knocking on the doors, ask them what they are able to help you with. Hope that helps. Hello. Got my little furry friend down there. Got my little furry friend. You all right, furry friend? You okay, furry friend? So what area are you from, Dan? Whereabouts are you in the country? And that goes for Module 1 and Module 2. And, you know, if there is any special need, let the examiners know. And, you know, they will do everything they possibly can to help. Because we all want more bikers on the road. Sean Brotherton, good evening, Sean. You start your direct access training tomorrow and the test is on Thursday, so that'll be your Module 1. Your videos have been great, thank you. Brilliant, Sean. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Remember, when you pass your test, yeah, I know Droitwich, Dan. I'm from the Cotswolds. I now live in Manchester. I'm from the Cotswolds, so I know that neck of the woods very well. Used to hang about in Broadway quite a lot. Broadway, Tewkesbury. So that's on your neck of the woods. So I do know where. You won't ever heard of it? Of course we have. So Sean, yeah, when you pass your Module 1 on Thursday, Sean, don't unsubscribe. Stay subscribed to the channel. Stay contributing. There is so much content for Module 1 and Module 2. So much content for CBT on this channel. It's unbelievable. I think we've got 508 videos. I think. I'm going to tell you now. No, we have got 510 videos. It's unbelievable. Dave Statham, where are you from, Dave? All I ask you for, everybody, anybody that's not from this area, as in they don't train with us, they train there. See that there? All we ask for anybody that doesn't train with us, but they benefit from the videos, leave us a Google review, if you don't mind. Mention Robert and the YouTube channel, because it does help people. And you know, if not telling you you've got to go and do it, but that's all we ask you to do in return. Go and leave us a Google review. Tell us where you're from, and that the videos have helped. Mention the YouTube. Mention my name. And that's all we ask, because we do help people up and down the country. And coming into the chat room, contributing, talking to us, leaving the reviews, you know, it does inspire us to make more videos. Yeah, it does inspire us to make more videos, because we want to help as many people as we possibly can. So, what's it? Valentine's Day tomorrow. Valentine's Day tomorrow. What are you all making sure you're going out and getting your little Dave is in Witney, which is in the Oxfordshire area. I know Witney very well, Dave. I was in Witney 3 or 4 weeks ago. My sons moved to Witney, and we went into Witney town, into the town centre of Witney, and had a Sunday lunch. Can't tell you where, but it was a lovely Sunday lunch. So I know Witney very well, or not very well, first time there, but I'm from the Cotswolds. But about 3 weeks ago I went down to Witney because my eldest son has moved there, and I know the surrounds. It's a lovely part of the world. So Brackley rider training. You got your training coming up. Good. CBT. So if you haven't done your CBT yet, there's CBT videos on here. Module 1 videos on here. Module 2 videos on here. A live stream on Thursday evenings all about the CBT. Live stream next week will all be about the Module 1. The live stream the following week will be all about Module 2. But play back the live stream playlist. There is something like, tell you now, 69 live stream videos, because they do get stored into the playlist. So take a look, because every live stream on CBT, there's probably half a dozen of them. Live streams on CBT, they're all going to be different. The live streams on Module 2, they're all going to be different. The live streams on the Module 1, they're all going to be different. But there is a lot of content. So do go and take a look. I look after the YouTube channel, so I do all the editing, I do all the uploading. I'm not, it's all self-taught, and but I can promise one thing: if you ask a question, I always come back with an answer. So if you have a look at those live streams, if you have a look at your subject, whatever level you're at, and if you've got a question, raise the question. I will always come back to you. And I have been teaching for 20 years, been riding bikes personally since 1972. This summer will be my 50th year that I first started riding motorbikes, in the summer of 1972. So I will give you my honest opinion, and you can, take from it what you will, but it is, it's there, isn't it? Yeah, so the weather's been getting me down the last few days. Oh, dear me, the rain. Oh, the dark rain. I've been wrapped up. I'm going out wrapped up like it's flipping winter, and holy. So, don't know whether it's the older you get, the more it affects you, but I cannot wait to get my vitamin D. Vitamin D. So the month of May, I think we fly out to Spain on March the 28th. It's about 6 weeks away. We've got a month in Spain. So that's yeah, vitamin D. A month in Spain to catch up on that vitamin D. So I'll just need to lose 2 stone in 6 weeks, because I am shockingly overweight, and went out for an event last night, and nice white shirt and blazer sort of thing, which I haven't worn for 6 months, right, 12 months, and everything's bursting around the middle. So I know I've got to lose 2 stone. Need to shift this 2 stone before I go on holiday in 6 weeks. Another couple of weeks of the wet stuff yet, supposedly. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me, Magic. It wouldn't surprise me. But it's getting lighter. The mornings are getting a bit lighter. The evenings are getting a bit lighter. The odd day, the sun starts to trickle through, doesn't it? So it can only get better. It can only get better. It has to get better. It has to get better. So, who's had a look at the channel, the homepage on the YouTube channel then? Has anybody got any views on the new layout, the thumbnails? I've been stripping back and replacing thumbnails and having a bit of a reorganisation on that homepage. I think they look a lot more professional. Somebody said, comparing the two, it's an outsider, and they said that they think the new ones look a bit more professional than the old ones looked a bit amateurish, they said. I'm only talking of the thumbnails, but I didn't think they looked amateurish. But anyway, that is what they said. So, listen to people. If people say that, I think, right, well, I'll act on it. Aaron, looking at buying my first big bike after my insurance hits 1 year's no claims. Good man. What's your opinion on inline 4 SVS parallel twins? Lots of 600s on bikes on Auto Trader. Good bikes, yeah. First bikes. So you've got to look at your own situation, Aaron, where you live, what your postcode is. You've got to look at all these things for costs of insurance. As for bikes, everybody has opinions. Listen to different people, but always make up your own opinion. It's a bit like somebody says, if you want to go out for a meal, try that place. You go there, you're not happy with it, but they're happy with it. So always make your own decision. And if you can, I'd always recommend try and get a test ride. Dave Statham, on a 125, how good are the tyres in the wet? Just with how thin they are, it feels off-putting. Yep, they're not as good as the big bikes. The contact is a lot different. The weight of the bike and, yeah, so big difference. But it's all riding accordingly, isn't it? So, you know, use your 125 sensibly for its purpose. And if you're looking at using it to get that experience, if you already got it, you know, if somebody does a CBT with us and they're tidy riders, they're nice riders, we'd always recommend just get straight in for your training, because, you know, if you're using a 125 alongside training, it can be, has its disadvantages. It has its advantages, but it has its disadvantages. So, you know, go talk to your instructors. But if you've already got the 125, then, you know, using it to build up your confidence, get some road sense on it, and so forth. You just be sensible. So, you know, yeah, you have to, you know, you're not gonna go round the roundabout in the wet as comfortably on a little bike as you would a bigger bike, because the contact is so different. But also the quality of those tyres can make a big difference. You know, if they're the standard cheap, maybe they're a cheap tyre, you know, get a good branded tyre. That would maybe give you more confidence. But I'd say if you're just using a 125 to help you get through the training to pass your test, just get out there and be sensible with it. And, you know, respect the elements. You know, respect the elements. Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, you can. And, you know, you get somebody that's been riding a 125 for 6 months, you've got a bit of bad habits, I think, start creeping in. the bad habits start creeping in. But for some people, it is a big benefit because it gives you that confidence. It does give you that confidence. Thank you very much for your review, Magic. Very kind of you. Just mention my name and the YouTube channel, please, fella, if you don't mind. So, Magic, thank you very much. Just mention my name, mate, Robert, and mention the YouTube channel if you don't mind. Stored your 125 for the first time ever after my first. Yeah, that's it. And I think you spend 3 hours on a. I mean, you ride a 125 for a few months and go and get on a big bike. It takes a little bit of climatizing to it. Do a lesson on a big bike, get on your 125 and go out, and then the climate, you've got to climatize to it again. You know, you haven't got the power. Power and weight, the biggest things. Brakes. You know, get used to those twin discs on the front and disc on the back on a big bike, and then you go back to maybe a drum on the front or disc, single disc. Everything is a lot different. So it can be an advantage, but it can be a disadvantage, okay? Bear that in mind. But ultimately, you've got to look at your own situation and your own, you know, what works for you won't necessarily work for others, and vice versa. Yeah. And of course, you don't need that throttle on those big bikes. Nothing like those 125s, is it? It's completely different. That's right, my little furry friend's gone. Gone back downstairs. I'm upstairs in the West Wing. Yep. So. Anybody watch rugby today? Anybody into the rugby? England did well, didn't they, against Italy? The rugby. If anybody's been watching it, it was in Rome, wasn't it? I think their next match is against Wales, I believe, in Cardiff. So anybody into rugby? Laughing Dog, you definitely get what you pay for. Yeah, 125s. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Hondas, Yamahas, Suzukis, Kawasaki's. They're the four for me. They're the four big players. Honda. So, what have you got? The Honda CB125F is a new one, fantastic bike. You've got the CBF125, its predecessor, fantastic bike. You've got the CG125, its predecessor. Not many of those around now that are worth having, unless you get a one owner, low mileage. But, you know, a lot of training schools have recirculated them around. So Honda, you've got the Suzuki's, the great ones for me, the GSX 125s. Yamaha YBR 125, still some nice ones of those, and the YS 125s. Start going into sports ones are going to be very expensive. Kawasaki Z125, brilliant bike. So those are the four big players. But yeah, you do get what you pay for, Laughing Dog. Wise words. James King, good evening. James, got your mod 1 a week on Monday. Any advice, tips would be great. Okay, best bit of advice I give you is to subscribe to this channel and watch the playlists of Module 1. We've got a streamline, a a live stream playlist, and there must be 10, maybe a dozen different Module 1 live streams where we go through absolutely everything. And there is a Module 1 playlist watching live videos of people on Module 1 lessons. Manual handling, slalom figure of 8, slow speed and straight line, a U-turn, a controlled stop, emergency stop, hazard avoidance. They're all there. So do subscribe, James, and watch those videos. I look after all the channel. I do the majority of the filming, the majority of the editing. I don't do all of the filming, but certainly do all of the editing. Do most of the filming. But I will answer your questions. Okay, so get on the channel, get on the content, ask questions, and we can help you out. Not a problem. Finally managed to pass my Mod 2 on the 4th time. Hey, well, listen, that's good. Good to hear, Laughing Dog. You're on a Honda NC 750X. Yeah, lovely bike. Bad instructors have those bikes. Absolutely great. David, you're on a CBF 125 2009 model, and I'm loving. Yeah, I mean they are bulletproof. Those bikes are bulletproof. You can't go wrong with them. And you know, when you go on and pass your test and you want to sell that, you'll probably get your money back. If you look after it, get your money back. You might even get a bit more back. So the SH125, lovely bike. We've got one of those. We've got over 50 bikes in the fleet across the schools, but there's one of those there. So A2 bikes, the Suzuki Bergman. And you can still get some of those decent ones, the 400. The Suzuki Bergman, you could do your A2 on. Yeah, dual clutch, yeah, like the Honda, yeah, there's a lot out there. Yeah, take a look, James. Ask any questions. I'm on the YouTube every day at some point, and will always get back to you. Here she goes, here in the background. Somebody... something's got the attention of her. We got a camera on the front of the house, and we live on the edge of a housing estate right into the countryside, so sort of last property into the countryside. And we've got it on a film. We filmed 4 deer, 2 nights running, 4 deers on the front garden. And sort of around and about up to an hour they were there, only on 2 evenings, 2 mornings, round about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, but they were there for a good hour, and I haven't seen them since. But I can go for a walk 2 minutes down the road and you come across deers. That might be she barking at something like that. James, you did a CBT. I did a CBT a week ago on a CBF 125. It was okay after training ended. They let me have a go around the practice area on an SV 650. Yeah, and what can I say? The 650 is much more rideable at slow speed. Yes, the 650s do exactly what you tell them. The 125s tend to be quite twitchy. So yeah, the 650, because you got the tires, the contact, you got the weight, you got the clutch control, everything. Throttle controls a lot more responsive. Everything about the 650s is non-comparable. Well, we've had the Bandits up to, we didn't do the Gladiuses, but the SVs. We run a few of the SVs. We won't go for SVs again now. So once we've finished, we've got 18 plates and 21 plates. But unless Suzuki come up with the body kits for them, for training school body kits, Unless they come up with those, we will not go for them again. We've got a fleet of SV650s, body kits, standard Kawasaki, brilliant, and MT-07s. We've got a fleet. We just ordered a fleet of those body kits also. But the SV650 Suzukis, we will not be getting new ones unless they get the standard body kit available as well. Stop doing it. It's almost like trainer schools. We don't want you to have the bike. Absolutely madness. So you try and get a standard Suzuki body kit. Mind you, I haven't looked for the last 5 months, but that was the latest. If it's any different, anybody let me know. But we will be looking then at Kawasaki Z650 and Yamaha MT-07s, because our bikes are not any older than 5 years old. We just let 3 Z650s go. We had them since 2018. They've just gone. The next ones to go will be the SV650 18 plates. They'll be going. And yeah, if we can't get any SVs with the body kits on, we will go more Z650 and more MT-07. Yep, MT-07s are fantastic bikes. They are very, very good. I think the second-hand price of bikes is really buoyant. Really buoyant. So 2 wheels seems to be holding its value quite well. Yeah, we just ordered a fleet of 20, taking them, getting them 1st of March. So we're having them before the 1st of March. So there'll be the new registration plates. Good touring bike. Oof. Depends when you say touring, where you're going. I mean, I think the, if you're thinking of luggage and whatnot, passenger maybe on the back, you want to get 1000cc plus, don't we? But I would think, yes, Triumph Street Triple, lovely bike. Philip Yules in Manchester and Blackburn, best selection of Triumphs I've seen. Go and have a look at them, James. It's like a kid going into a sweet shop there. Stunning bikes. And they do a good second-hand range of bikes. But yeah, touring bikes. I mean, if I was talking a bit earlier, if I was to be going anywhere, I'd want to get a one that ticks all my boxes is the new Tiger 1250. That ticks my boxes. But I've had the GS Adventures, I've had the Pan Europeans, I've had numerous ones. But everybody has got their own opinions, Laughing Dog. So you've got to listen to people. You've got to make up your own mind. But I favour the adventure styles at the moment. They're the ones that tick my boxes. So, the Yamahas do them, the Kawasaki's do them, the BMs do them, most of them, Ducatis do them, most of them do them. But the one that ticks the boxes for me is the Triumph Tiger 1250. And I went into Philip Yules after going to the NEC, and, lovely, lovely bikes, and a lot of 3-year-old Tigers that have been traded in. So you can get some really good 3-year-old ones at a good price. But for me, it will be a new one, because I can get a new one and get the VAT back. It goes through the business, so we get the VAT back and stuff like that. So you could sort of get a new one for what you'd pay for a second-hand one. So Jude Williams, passed your test on my little Grom. Put over 13,000 miles on it since my CBT November 20. I love it. There's nowhere it won't go. I just get there a little bit slower. Well, listen, enjoy the ride. It's not a race. But the Groms are bulletproof, aren't they? The Groms are bulletproof. We run the Grom for training. We've got the Grom. And they are bulletproof, yeah. Quality bikes. Tyres on the Groms are a bit wider than the CBF 125. Somebody was asking, weren't they? Dave, yeah. The Groms tyres are wider. Pritesh Bhatt, good evening, Pritesh. What are your thoughts on cruiser bikes? Absolutely great. So, some people like to ride the cruiser style. Some people like to ride the sports bike style. Some people like to ride the naked or the retro or the street fighter, or some people like to ride the adventure. Absolutely. Listen, anything on two wheels, great. So my personal view on cruiser style is that all that chrome and all that black the black paint chrome work, it's almost like I would want to ride it on a nice day, because it's a cruiser, so you go on the open road and you want that nice sunshine and dry weather. It's more of a, that's in my opinion, but that's only my opinion, because we do get people that come to the school that ride a cruiser style all year round. But it's, we all have opinions. Yeah, tiger. I like the white one. The light one, fully loaded with all boxes. I don't know, it just, that ticks the boxes for me at this moment in time. So, and I've never owned a Triumph Tiger, so, well, why not? Worth a go. I think there's good deals to be had. I think there is good deals. So we are an hour and 18 minutes. Blimey, an hour and 18 minutes. So we're going to go up to an hour and 30, and then I'm going to be calling it a wrap. I'm going to go watch a film and chill out for an hour or two. Early start tomorrow. Lots of exciting projects coming to fruition. So over the next few weeks, certainly up to beginning of March, next few weeks, as and when we're able to, we'll be spreading the good news. Lots going on in the school at the moment. Lots going on. Lots of exciting things coming to conclusion. And I'll let you all know about it. How do you feel about electric bikes? Well, we run electric bikes. So when I say we run electric bikes, we run a small fleet of 50cc. So we run a small fleet of 50cc. And to be honest with you, I think at the moment it's like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it. But we love them. But we've got to embrace it, because it's coming. You have to embrace it because it's coming. And if you don't embrace it, get left behind. So we run a few of the keyways, and the battery lives are not brilliant, but we have a secondary battery. So we have a second battery which is on charge, and then we can use it. So they won't do a complete CBT. We've had a company, the motorcycle company, loaned us a small fleet for a weekend, and the battery lives on those were better, 80 to 120. But I'm talking of 125s and under. I'm only talking of 125s and under. I'm not talking about any of the bigger bikes. But of course, the manufacturers, so Hondas, Yamahas, they're not doing electric at this moment. They'll probably, I think, was it, did I see a Triumph electric one, or Harley Davidson? But I'm talking a sub 125s and under. Now, it will come. We will need to get used to it. Yeah, and the costs, I think the costs have got to come down also. But that will. It's like, you know, if you remember back in the day when video recorders first came out, they're expensive. And microwave ovens, they were very expensive. You know, and as time went on, the prices eventually became more affordable for everybody. And that's what will happen. But yeah, the battery lives will get better and the prices will become more affordable. But it is coming. Electric bikes are coming. James, nope, J&S in Manchester don't do bikes, they're clothing and accessories. J&S, we've got a bike school on J&S in Northwich, and they were historically a bike dealership as well, but no, they don't do bikes anymore. Biggest selection of clothing and accessories, but J&S no longer do bikes. Even in the Doncaster store, no bikes. So go and get your clothing from there. You will not get a better selection of clothing. And what I would say is go to the J&S in Northwich, which is probably 3 or 4 times bigger than the J&S in Manchester. Although the J&S in Manchester is big, the J&S in Northwich is even bigger. J&S do have a website, a big website. They've got 30 stores nationwide. 30 stores nationwide, but the biggest one is in Northwich. You go and have breakfast in the cafe, and go and spend all day in the shops, and you can come and say hello to RJH because we have got a base on J&S in Northwich. Oh, can I ask for a recommendation for a good touring helmet? So, flip front touring. So, Shui, Arai, K-Berg, AGV, they're all good brand. You get what you pay for on a bike, on a helmet. So what I would say is, again, you can recommend this, you can recommend that, but you need to go and try on because of the shape of your head. A Shui helmet might not suit your head shape. An Arai helmet might not suit your head shape. So don't just buy one off the internet. Go and try. Yeah? So I would always recommend going and trying. Don't really know anything about electric bikes, power over 200. Don't really know much about that, Steve. Do a bit of homework on the internet. No doubt there's a lot of information there. There is a Zero motorcycle dealership, I believe, in Northwich area somewhere. Brian Christiansen, good evening to you, Brian. J&S they do not have a Kawasaki dealership anymore. J&S do not sell bikes anymore. They are now focusing on their clothing and accessories. They haven't done bikes since the end of January. But we, as a bike school, are on site J&S in Northwich. The cafe is still there, and the clothing and equipment is still there, but not the bikes. So we're coming up to 4 or 5 minutes left. So thanks very much for joining us, everybody. I will be back on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock talking all about the CBT. So we're going to be talking all about the CBT. For those of you that are not training with us and have benefited from the videos, just a small reminder, if you would, leave us a Google review. If you can mention my name, Robert, and mention that the videos have helped you. And just a little reminder as to why we're encouraging you to subscribe. So why we get you to subscribe is because it supports the channel and it encourages me to make more videos. But as you can see, we do weekly live streams. We have demonstration videos. We have live footage, top tip videos, weekly videos, tutorials, Q&A sessions with qualified instructors, including myself. So, if you are from a distance, we like the Google reviews. If you are from a distance and you train with us, do subscribe to the channel. It's invaluable. It does encourage us to continue making more videos. Good evening, Carl. My mate has an electric bike. When he finishes riding it, my mum connected Hoover. Yeah, we hear it all, mate. They are fit for so many purposes. But you will get converted yourself to an electric bike when there is nothing else available. I actually think they're fun. They give you a bit of a fun factor, but it's coming. We need to embrace it. They are coming, and the petrol ones are going. So that is how it is. So we got another minute up to 1 hour 30. So we're going to be wrapping up. That's a take, is it they say? That's a take. But it's been a good evening. I do apologise for having a month out, but I've been so wrapped up with different projects. And yeah, as I said at the beginning of the video, I'm a bit nervous about tonight, a bit anxious about tonight, but you've all made it very, very welcoming for me, and puts me in good stead for Thursday night's live stream. So it's good to get back to it. And add into the collection of 69 videos, so 70, there'll be 70 videos, 70 live stream videos. I think we've got 511 videos on the channel. So anyway, it's all good stuff. enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody, and enjoy the week. Thanks very much, Brian. Enjoy the week, and I will catch up with some of you, maybe all of you, on Thursday evening, where we're talking all about CBT. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. So bye for now.